when you say that the breakdown of the family household is is most detrimental to Black people more than Black Lives Matter, I totally agree with that, right?
Yeah.
But where I'm confused is that we got to find a way to reach the average Black person, because I feel like what happens is when we say we need to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, we got to come at it in a way that allows them empowerment, right, to get to the next level. We don't have that in our communities, and I feel like, and I'm not trying to criticize you, but I feel like the way you come across it, sometimes it seems like most Black people get defensive, right? When if you talk to most Black people, they agree with some of the things that you're saying. But for some reason, they feel like they're offended by what you're saying, because I feel like you're talking at them, right? Instead of talking with them, right?
Give me an example of, I know you said that I don't seem to have any identification with Black people, right?
No, okay. Well, when you were, I know I've seen a video clip, and I've watched several. You were talking with, I think it was Umar Johnson, and you were talking with Umar Johnson, and you were saying that you didn't, you weren't African, and you didn't identify with being African, right? I think that's what happens is, because most Black people identify with being Black, right?
Yes.
Because they've been told so long that their problems are because they're Black, right? So they identify with being Black automatically.
Leroy, hold on.
They feel like,
Leroy, this is such an important call, but I need you to hold on. Do not hang up, all right?
Oh, no problem. No
problem. All right.
Here's the issue, right? I hear what you say, right? And unfortunately, right, I was one of the people who fell victim in 2008 to the whole Barack Obama campaign, supporting Barack Obama, the whole let's just unite, let's do this. And when I really started to chop down the evidence after the first election, I realized that he wasn't really doing anything to address Black issues, right, and for Black people. And that changed my mind frame, right, and it changed the way I looked at politicians, right. The more I started to look at the politicians, the more I started to realize that I was conservative in some of the things that I do.
Right.
When I listen to Larry Elder and things like that, I agree with a lot of the talking points that they say. But I'm trying to find a way to get it across to other Black men, especially young Black men, about the situation that they're in, who they're voting for. Because let's be honest, most Black people don't follow politics, and they blindly go behind whoever's Democrat.
What is Obama? When you say he's not addressing the Black issues, what is it that he's not addressing or dealing with?
Well, he's not addressing the overall poverty rate, the crime rate, the fact that there are no parents in the household, right?
Yeah.
He's not encouraging parents to stay together, those type of things. And it's just he turns a blind eye to a lot of different things. And it seems like he's addressing other problems for other people, but he's not addressing Black problems. And I'm not knocking anybody else. I don't hate any group, but when he ran, his platform was he was going to help Black people, and he hadn't done anything to help Black people.
Yeah.
And it was like people went blindly and voted for him the second time.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, how do we get across that you have to look out for your interests and for your own interests every single time, right?
That's right. Leroy, you said that I don't identify with Black people. What do you mean by that when you say Jesse doesn't identify with Black people?
Because you said that, you said one time, I'm not African, so don't call me African, right? When 95, 98% of you said I'm not that African American stuff. I'm American, right?
Right.
Whereas a lot of Blacks identify themselves as African American.
Right. And do you identify yourself as African American?
Yes, I do identify myself.
Were you born in America or were you born in Africa?
I was born in America, in Pennsylvania.
When I come back, I want to know, why would you identify with Africa if you were born in America and you are a citizen of this country? If you were born in America, why would you call yourself African American?
Right. Well, I call myself African American because, one, I am American, right? But two, I identify as African descent as much as I identify with America. When I look at my history, I go back when I go back to like the early 1800s. From that far back, my ancestors came from Africa. So like, yeah, I go back as an American. Of course, I'm an American. My mother's American. My grandfather's American. My grandmother's American. But beyond,
is your father American?
Yes.
But you didn't mention your father.
Well, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother. Like, if you go back, like my lineage, yes.
Were you raised by your father?
No, actually, no. I'm not. Biological father, no. But I had a stepfather that raised me.
Do you know who your biological father is?
Yes, I do know who my biological father is.
Do you have a relationship with him?
No, not really. Actually, I don't.
Why not?
He's in I don't know. He has some mental issues. So like we can't have a conversation. You know what I mean? And like there's some he had some episodes, some schizophrenic episodes, things like that. So he's not of a certain type of health. We talk, but we're not like, I can't really bond the way that I want, like the way that another person bonds, because he's not really all there.
And you want to bond with him, right?
Of course. I would love to, but it's just the way life plays its cards.
Have you told him you wanted to bond with him?
Yeah, I've told him that. But like, I don't know, when you're talking to an individual, like, I don't know if he understands what I'm saying. Right. Because like, at first he didn't remember who I was, and then I had to let him know who I was and things like that, and talk to him, and he's just not, his brain is just not there, and it's a sad case, but it happens. I guess it happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too. What does it feel like not to be bonded with your father?
When I was young, right? When I was young, I do have to agree that I was very angry. I was very angry at my situation,
right?
Because I didn't have that relationship, and I felt like I was missing out. And because of that anger, I tried to channel that anger, and I was being told certain things, because I wasn't always this way. I was a person who felt like my situation was because America didn't like me and this and that and all this stuff. And I didn't really understand that I controlled my own destiny until I went into the military. And then I saw other people such as myself come from the same backgrounds, working and trying to get to another level. And that's when I realized, I said, it's not actually about me and my situation. I need to get over this, and I need to start working best I can, pull myself up by my bootstraps to get to the next level.
So what does it feel like not to be bonded with your father?
Now?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a little indifferent because I definitely bonded with my stepfather, but he just recently passed away. And so, like, if I could, I would want to. I would definitely want to.
Does it feel like within yourself, does it feel like something is missing by not having that bond with your father?
Yes, definitely. I'd like to know a little bit more about him through his own words. You know what I mean? Not through someone else's words, just to try to figure out a little bit more about myself. Yeah, of course. Definitely.
And have you forgiven him for not being there? Yeah, I have. There was a long time where I didn't, where I was just angry at the idea of just him. Yeah, did you apologize to him for being angry that he wasn't there?
No.
Why not?
I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never did. I just never came across it. I felt like I got over it on my own.
Well, you're not over yet. You're not over because you still inside feel like something is missing, and what is missing is that connection with your father. Your soul cries out for your father's identity, and so the way to get it is to apologize to him for being angry that he wasn't there. And then when you do that, God will forgive you and you will be completed, because then you can return to your father, which will allow you to return to God, and you can finally live a full, peaceful life. Will you apologize to him for being angry at him?
Yeah, I will. I will.
And even if it seems as though he doesn't understand because he might be having those issues you talked about, but the fact that you apologize for being angry at him is what God asks us to do when he says, forgive others and I'll forgive you. When you
Right.
apologize to your father for being angry at him, then that is forgiveness. And when you forgive him like that, then God will forgive you.
Hmm.
And don't go to him and say, Dad, forgive me for being angry. Go to him and apologize for being angry. And that's what forgiveness is. And it'll work that way.
Okay.
And you'll be free, man. You'll be completed on the inside. And it sounds like you're working on the outside very well. But you'll become a whole person once you apologize for being angry at your dad.
Okay.
Will you let me know how that goes?
Yeah, I can call you back if you want.
Yeah, call me back and let me know, all right?
Yeah, I definitely will.